Annie, Monroe, Luke, and Jess. And Daniel, you can stand up too because he's a special guest. Cool. And Spence is going to lead a Q&A, so yes. MC if this guy gives us space. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're just going to do this sort of what we call popcorn style. So if we just want to toss out a question, let's wait for them to answer, and then we'll go one by one in that way. So who has the first question? Awesome, yeah.
My question's for Annie Clark. You said it was the biggest culture shock of your life going to India, so I was wondering how it changed you when you got back to Canada.
Yeah, that it was the biggest culture shock of my life. I've never been that far away without my family, so even though they became my family on the trip. Yeah, so when I got home, I think we all ate Subway the first day we came home. I just was talking about Subway the whole time, or Mr. Sub. Besides the point. Yeah, not doing a plug for Subway or anything. So yeah, I definitely, the shower thing that you were talking about was, I was like trying to take like 2-minute showers, and yeah, like turning off all the lights and just trying to do my bit at home. Obviously, we can't be building schools when we're at home, but just trying to do my part, I guess.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Is there another question?
What would you guys say is you personally can never forget about the trip?
I won't be able to forget how much the children really touched my heart. Maybe it's because I have a little sister, but they brought me so much happiness in such a dark place, I guess you could say. And it's inspiring to me how they can be so happy when we look at it as a sad thing.
I remember feeling very detached from all the people over there. You don't speak the same language. And we went to cook with them, and they showed us how they cooked. And there was one girl that kept giggling the whole time. And I remember when her knee touched my knee while we were all sitting in a circle, and I kind of had that moment like it was a bit of a connection, and I just kind of, you know, we're all kind of the same people, although I felt so detached from everyone. Otherwise, they would also tickle your feet when we were sitting there. The girls kept like scratching my feet during the prayer session. But that's kind of like, what does that mean? It's kind of a sign of respect or love or some kind of thing like that. So I just wanted that contact. I always remember.
Were you wearing your flip-flops with the feathers?
I have flip-flop feathers, yeah.
Does anyone else want to bring up?
Yeah, for me, definitely meeting Hajari Lal, who was the boy who was making tea, was really, really moving, and that was a great day. It was really eye-opening. Also, Shannon was outside. We were like outside an internet cafe, and I got hit on by 2 drag queens.
Oh
yeah! 2 Indian drag queens. Yeah. Ricky was like, Sammy, see those women, right? Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. But yeah, a lot of memorable moments, I think, all over the place.
I'd say one for me was at the end when we were leaving the school, we were saying goodbye to everybody. This one little boy came up to me and was going to say goodbye, and he picks up a rock from the ground and goes to give it to me. And it was just kind of going to show that they would give anything that they could, and they had little to nothing. So of course I picked up a rock and gave him one, and now the rock's still in my room, but that's something I'll never forget.
She makes that sound all the time. Does anybody else want to tackle this question before we move on?
Yeah, I think they summed it up. Also, like, just, I became so much closer with these guys. You guys saw little clips from one night after the day when we met the different child laborers. We had, like, a round, like, circular discussion. And everybody was crying, like, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Everybody was sobbing. And we all kind of put our emotions out there on the table. And so I took away that, too, because I think we all it was so raw and honest. Good.
Yeah, we all got sick together too, like really sick. Won't give you details, but yeah, I feel bonded to them in that sense.
And I think our families, that was a big thing too. We all really appreciated our families so much more when we came home, because all the kids that we met, like, all they had was their family basically. So it was nice to come home, and I mean, we have all these other things that we don't really need, but we all have great families too. So.
actually just here for that screen. Yeah. She's early. Does anybody, before we move on, does anybody else want to?
That sums up pretty good.
Okay. Awesome. You guys maybe have one or two more questions that we can. Yeah, way in the back.
How long were you guys there for?
2 weeks.
2.5 almost.
2.5.
There was like 2 days of traveling on
It was
either
2.5
end.
in my heart.
Every day was prolonged for AJ because he slept through everything. There was a one time when we didn't go to yoga and he was like, yeah, it doesn't matter for me, I don't go to yoga.
I roomed with AJ and Luke, and I'd walk in like in the middle of the day, and they'd always be there was a big bed, and there was like a little nook in the room, and they'd always be sleeping in like this little tiny.
He
Like,
took up the whole bed. He would take up the entire bed.
But it's crazy hot, right? So
Yeah.
it drains you.
Our room was actually really cold.
Really? We've got what? Yeah.
Do you guys plan on going anywhere else?
Yeah.
We hope to go to China.
Yeah, China.
I'm down.
Kenya?
China? China.
China?
Yeah.
I'm down. Anywhere else?
Anywhere we can go, yeah.
Yeah. We want to have another trip for sure. Anywhere we can go. School. School. We're going to school. Warehouse. A mall. Anywhere. We're going to breakfast.
Well, and I think that would be amazing if you guys came to China. And I know some of you are actually going to help us do some trips maybe this summer as well. Which, first, if we could give them a big round of applause for coming in. And like I said before, guys, we're so humbled and so excited to have them as a part of our team and ambassadors for Free the Children and Me to Eat. And what's really cool now is what we're going to do is we're going to head out to the other